Hello and welcome back to Factory Town. In the last episode, we started scaling up some production and are attempting to make a bunch of extra things here, including wooden wheels and pipes, which we built to scale. There was a question about the scale here, and I want to take a look at it again just to make sure that I have it right. So the cloth conveyor belts, while they're making, require 2 wheels every 4 seconds. And again, not adjusting for the productivity here. We'll just do it straight because everything's going to have that same productivity. So 2 wheels every 4 seconds. Each of these workshops makes 1 wheel every 5 seconds. So I'm making 2 wheels every 5 seconds, which is going to shortchange this workshop a little bit. But once we get these stocked up in the barn, then we won't have a problem anyway. And I think that'll be okay. I could always add more, but I think that'll be okay. So the next thing I want to do is look at, so if I need 2 of these every 5 seconds, that means I need 4 planks every 5 seconds. Each of these makes 1 plank every 3 seconds, so that means each of these makes 2 planks every 6 seconds. Times 3, which means 6 planks every 6 seconds, about 1 plank per second. And that's a little bit more than 4 planks every 5 seconds. So I think this is right. And then this one over here is just providing wood for pipes when we need them, but it's pretty full. So what I need to do, though, is now that we've unlocked the intermediate logistics, I think it was we unlocked. Yeah, the intermediate logistics, it gives us things like the splitter, which is what we needed to continue this. So before I proceed, let's start the unlock for metallurgy. And we have quite a bit of paper available. And I want to come over here now and change this belt to go like this, and then to put in the splitter right here, and that should split every other plank onto the belts going into each of the workshops. And that means that I'm now doubling my wheel production and then providing enough wheels for the workshop to make conveyor belts. Yes, cloth conveyor belts. And we now have 31. I've just spent a few, but we're kind of making them as best as we can. And now we're making them twice as fast because we have both workshops provided for. Now, the other part of the question was whether these 3 lumber mills were going to overstock this conveyor belt. And if my estimates were correct when I was kind of timing this in my own brain, each cloth conveyor belt moves items at 1 item per second. And if that's correct, which I'm not 100% positive it is, but if that's correct, we are making 6 planks every 6 seconds. 1 plank every 3 seconds times 3 is 3 planks every 3 seconds. So that's 1 per second. And so that should be perfect for this belt. Now, right now, we have everything backed up like crazy because of this not drawing that much. And actually, we are overproducing a little bit with these 3 compared to what we need to provide here, because this is only 4 planks every 5 seconds between the 2, and we're producing effectively 5 planks every 5 seconds. So we are overproducing a little bit here. So much so that I could potentially add in another workshop making wheels in order to make this run at full speed, but I don't think it's that worth it. But we could do it later if we decided that we just wanted to eke a little bit more speed out of the cloth conveyor belt making, then I suppose we could, but I'm not going to worry that much about it. So what I'd like to do today is come back here and look at the food market and see what else we can make, what other categories we can fill in to provide enough, or to provide some more materials to the process here. And I think one of the early ones we can do is we can easily do fruit juice. We could easily do eggs. Actually, eggs is probably the easiest because it's just a pasture, whereas the fruit juice is going to require somebody picking fruit and then a kitchen making the juice. The eggs just go straight in, so maybe eggs are the better bet here. So we need animal feed. We do have some probably overmade here. Well, maybe being overmade here. Oh, that's what we needed to do. I almost forgot. We need to run a belt this way with, of course, a grabber here filtered for fertilizer. Nope, that's not how you spell fertilizer, Wally. There we go. Fertilizer. And then we need to have a thing here. And then a belt going this way and that way. And that should output, yes it does, fertilizer onto the belt, which means it's going to go into the farm, which means you no longer need a job. That saves us that. And I think what else I want to do here is, can I get a hold of that? Yes, farm tile. Let's put down some more farm tiles here. And boost up the amount of grain that we're planting here. Which we can plant grain. Costs just 10 yellow coins to plant a tile of any? Oops. No, just like grain. Everything else is, a lot of things are more expensive. Basically, your simpler stuff here, like carrots, potatoes, those are all 10. Berries, tomatoes, cotton, those are all 20, and then everything else is 50, including the trees. Wait, what was a regular tree? Also 50. Okay. A wood tree, whatever tree. The other thing I want to do here is I want to build a well. That's not a well. BD, I don't know what the shortcut is for well. Let's put this here. It's linked to the coastline, so that means it's going to provide... Oh, we unlocked metallurgy. So we get to the forge, the silo, steam power, railways, machinery, and boat building, all researches available now. Put this pump here. Let's come down here to the grid overlay menu, and we want the fluid pipe overlay. And what this does is drops us into this sort of the fluid pipe layer of the game. And then we can go into the pipes menu and we can run a pipe into that building. And it automatically built this fluid pipe connector, which automatically is set to input. And the overflow is set to default, which I think is bypass. So if we had this in a chain, if we had another farm out here, for example, I could run this pipe. This one would get the first everything it needed, and then the pipe would continue on and go to another farm, for example. So there are other pipe overlays here as well, which we'll get to once we can make those pipes. Let's see. The next thing here that I want to do is turn on supply water to the farm. And that will water all of those available tiles here. Let me click off. You can see them being watered now. It'll water all the rest of those tiles and make sure that we have fully watered and fully... what's the word I want here? Fully watered and fully fertilized farm tiles. So we not only get the boost from it being a farm tile versus being just a wild-grown grain, but we also get the boost from it being watered, which is 100% growth speed, and 100% growth speed for it being fertilized. So basically, these things don't take very long to grow at all. You can see how fast this one is growing, for example. And so now I'd like to build another farm. And I think we could continue using the same grain mill. Possibly. At least for now. And maybe I want to do the port here. Can I do this, or is this too much? BG grabber. Too high. Okay, can't do that. Oops, one more. Can I get that off of there without breaking things? Nope. Look at me, breaking things. Okay. So that's unfortunate that I did that way. Maybe I should change this belt path so that I can take stuff out of the grain mill instead. Come this way. No, let's not do it down there. There, and then there. We'll go this way instead. There. There, and then into there. And that'll get us some fertilizer out of the way here, because I want to build some of the other farm buildings, like maybe the eggs and stuff, maybe over here somewhere. Even kind of still close to the base a little bit. It doesn't really matter, I guess. Yeah, let's do eggs here. It needs water, of course, and it needs the animal feed. So I wanted to be able to take the animal feed out, and maybe I'll change the way this routes as well, and bring it out like this. And then I can also do that and take these up. And then I can put a splitter in here to make sure that this pasture still gets the animal feed that it needs. And then this grain mill may not end up making enough. I may have to change this in the end. And at that point, I may stretch this out a little bit. But then I want to have something taking the eggs to the food market. So let's take a path through here. Let's just widen that up all the way. Maybe go a little bit wider through here as well. Build a wagon and take the eggs to the food market. And that should give us another category of happiness. Yeah, I mean, it's going to take it a little bit to supply that up. But the more happiness you have, the better your buildings work, because now we should see eventually this jumping up from 40% to 50%, or 140% to 150%, as more houses get satisfied with the items we're providing. So let's look at that fruit juice category too. And I'm purposely ignoring the school because we're already ahead of ourselves as far as that goes. And we have a farm here with the berry bushes. What if we took... Do we have any other fruit nearby? We had pears somewhere, or way over there. Cotton's over there. There's more berries down here, though. Kind of far. There's some pears there. We could use these little pears here, maybe. So let's build a farm. And pull it away from the road a little. Put it up here. And this needs to be... Oh, nope, that can't be that. This needs to be a forester. Forester. Because they're trees. The pears are trees. And so let's take pears. And this is probably... We're going to probably have to plant some pear trees. But let's take pears. And then we can put this into a kitchen. I'm gonna go that way with it. And then make fruit juice out of any kind of fruit. But we're going to use pears because we have pears here, and it's kind of fun. The pears can roll down a thing. Yeah, a thing. And then let's do a box around this like this, where we're going to eventually put some houses in. And an extra width here where we have a wagon picking up more population capacity. Speaking of putting houses in, upgrade these to level 2s. And then take the fruit juice to the food market. And that gives us another category. So you can see these categories become fairly easy to acquire and to provide for. And another easy one actually is milk, because that just needs animal feed and water as well. How are we doing? We have plenty of animal feed. So the question becomes, where do I potentially put this? And am I crowding myself in too much? Probably. I also at one point intended on putting all of the houses in this area here that's now filled up with other things. Because of course it is. Oh, another thing that kind of came up is I have plenty of stone bricks in the barn. Actually, I do. Because I'm not selling them at the store anymore. Right. I wanted to do something about that too. I have a lot of stone down here. Wait a minute. This general store is right now just being provided with fabric. I'm going to move that. Let's move that. Once that delivery is done. Let's put it over here. On this side. Right there. And then I want to put in a stonemason. Here-ish. And stone brick. Get a couple more workers. Just 2, I think, would be enough for now, at least. Path. And then I want to just take a belt here. That's not what I wanted you to do, game. What the heck? Okay, there we go. I would take a belt here into the general store, and just as much stone as these guys can provide to this stonemason, we'll cut it into stone and sell it. That gives me a little bit of extra speed here on the cloth, on the shirts, the fabric, because it's a little bit closer, a little bit less of a distance for the actual shirt making here. And that gives me the boost here on stone construction, which gives me some more red coin. We could do the same thing for wood construction, but I would have to bring trees in to there, or I had to make the planks, which we kind of could steal them from here, but I'm not that enthused about doing that, or over here even. I'm not that enthused about doing it. I would want probably a dedicated, even if it's small, a dedicated assembly for that. Which I guess we could potentially do down around... Wow, you really ate through those trees, buddy. Oh, we could replace them with a forester, too. Let's do that, because we're eating through these trees like crazy. Build a forester. Right there. And then I want wood. And a chute. When we talk about also the auto grabbers there, and that's full, that's why it's not working. Whenever you click and drag away from the building at the starting point, it automatically puts a grabber. If you just put down a single conveyance device, whether that's a chute or a conveyor belt, it won't do it, but if you click and drag away, it does automatically put the grabber there. Okay, so let's make some more stuff. Excuse me. There's plenty more grain, but we don't really need it just yet. We really just need... We kind of need more... Yeah, this needs to be upgraded here as well. Probably should go around it. And I could actually put in some conveyor belts here, too, instead of using the wagon. The only issue with that is going to be that the conveyor belts kind of get to be spaghetti-y after a while. And I don't know if we want to go that far. Let's see. We should probably do something about this. Yes, we should do something about this. Let's put down... Nope. Farm tiles underneath these guys, and I'm going to square it off a little bit here. Oh, they can't be there. All right, I'm going to remove or move or remove the grains here. I don't know if we can move these or not. No, we can't. Okay, I'm just going to delete those. Remove resource. The ones here on the hill. We'll take this farm tile out, actually, also. And then plant some grain on these ones that I put down over here. And that's a slope, 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 flat, 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 flat. We'll do some more flats here. And some more flats here. Again, remove resource there. And then plant grain here. And then we could, if we wanted to, and I think we could, just because it's kind of fun. Let's put a well in. Way over here. If I can get... Oh, it's got to be way down here because this is a cliff alongside the water. Oh, we'll do it anyway. And we go back into... Oops. Grid overlay, which goes back to the one we had selected before. And then we'll go to the fluid pipes. And you go into there. And it's got to go into one of the squares. You see, this is... I'll show you this in a minute, but see how this is different? And then this one ends with the square, and it makes the circle, the connector circle. And let's go into here, and I'll show you why that is. The why is these parts are up on blocks. So you can't connect the pipes, at least the fluid pipes, to the building that has... that's up on... The part of the building that's up on blocks, or any building that's up on blocks. It's got to be on the ground itself. And we're just going to supply water here. You can see them starting to water right there now. But that should help with the growth speed here, which means it will be cranking out some more grain, but we might still need an extra worker. Yeah, we need an extra worker. At least one. Just one. So, this is really crowded, and maybe I should do something different with the grain. I think I will, actually. Because I want to start making bread. Let's move this farm, now that I've connected the water to it and everything, over to this It's a support block. It is a support block. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Move again to that side. And then I want to take out... Not what I wanted. Take that out. We'll let this drain out. Like that. And I need to also get the... No, I don't. Nope, you can be deleted. And let's look at what it takes to make bread. And this is going to be another one of those scale-up things here. So, bread takes 2 flour every 4 seconds, plus some heat. Plus some heat, some fuel. I didn't think about that. We have coal over there. I would like to use the coal. I suppose I probably could if I did this right. We can make this work. We'll make it work. I have an idea. A crazy idea, but still an idea nevertheless. Okay, so bread takes 2 flour every 4 seconds. Grain mill makes 1 flour every 4 seconds, so we need 2 grain mills. That makes life easy. That much I can handle. That kind of math I can handle. And then we need to have 3 grain times 2, so 6 grain every 4 seconds, which is, this is 1 grain, 2 grain every 2 seconds. We need, this is 3 grain every 2 seconds, which is 6 grain every 4 seconds. So that should be to scale. And so I want to do, I want to put some blocks in here, like that, and then I want that, and then I want this, like that, and then I need a splitter in here, like that, and then here, this kitchen, let's move it away from the other building just to make it less confusing. This is going to go, I think these can go on a chute. We're just going to do that, and then just do grabbers, because they're free. Like that. And now we just need to get the fuel in here, which is where my crazy ideas come into play. Right here. Alright, here's crazy idea. I don't know, whatever version I'm on here. Let's go up to the 3rd level. Some of you have probably already figured out what the crazy idea is, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to take a chute all the way across to there. And that should be connecting fine, dumping into there. And then what we need to have here is a ramp, because we don't have the ability yet to build up to any of this stuff. Do that. And then, in fact, let's do this kind of thing. And then I want a worker here, delivering to that. And the workers can go up the ramp and dump the balls of coal onto the thing, onto the chute, and now we have fuel in our kitchen. And I think that's going to be enough. It looks like it is. Oh yeah, it's more than keeping up. It's only using about half in the time, so this will back up eventually. Okay, so now the next crazy idea is actually to put a belt all the way over here to the food market. And we'll drag that out. That'll auto grab her, and then this will go this way into the food market. No, it won't, because oh, that's going uphill somewhere. Maybe? Somewhere? Yeah, it must be. Take that out. Put this in. And so it's a good thing that I use the open scaffold here, because the everything can go underneath 2 height. That's why I like to do 3 just to be safe, but everything can go underneath 2. Alright, so now we have a constant supply of 1 bread every 4 seconds, sped up by 60%. So that's 4 divided by 1.6 is what, like 2.5 or something? Exactly 2.5. So that's 1 bread every 2.5 seconds. That may not be enough, but it's more than we had. Oh, it looks like it might be enough, actually. And that's a lot more coins. That's 12 coins versus 4. Yeah, this is already backing up on the fuel. which is great. So we now have quite a lot of bread coming in. Where are we at on the rest of these things here? Fish is still an issue. Yep. And egg is not really doing what I want. So maybe I should have a mega belt. Yeah, maybe I should. Let's do a mega belt. Why not? Let's do 1, 2, 3. This is going to be tough because of the levels. And I did the wrong thing. Wrong block. Wrong finger. There we go. This is going to be tough here. I need to try and find what... I wonder if there's a overlay that'll show you what, like, the height a block is on. See if I can find that. Activate blocks. What I wanted. These are all just pipes and mining overlay. That's for. Select columns or blocks. Is there an option to show me? Heights. I vaguely recall there being something, but that could have been a different game too. If you know of one, let me know in the chat on the premiere if I remember to put this up as a premiere, or the or in the comments. Scrolling fast, and I'm not seeing anything, but that doesn't mean that I didn't miss it. As far as a hotkey goes. If you're on these, you can adjust the height here, but there's nothing that... I'm not sure. Alright, well, let's hope these are correct. And if not, I can just delete it and start it again. Why you don't like? Part supports are blocked. Because of that ramp. So this is too low, I think. Let's try going up one more here. No, that's... Okay, we need to go up one more. Wow. There and there. And then you can go right onto there. Okay, that's where I need to be. So I need to ramp up to that point, which shouldn't be a problem. Let's start out maybe here on 3, because we might as well. And then can I do that and ramp up? No, of course not. Why would I be able to do that? But I'm almost there, so I can just make it work. There we go. Now we have eggs automated, so I can delete this wagon. Well, automated on a belt. And that stone is poking through the belt. But okay. And I assume that this is high enough to go into the food market correctly. Yes, it is. Okay, so now eggs should start increasing. And then we just need to deal with fish. Oh, yes, the thing I wanted to do to deal with fish. I got all EDD on that and then forgot about it. Let's take this as a stone road. There. Oh, and stone road is fancy. It needs to have ramps like that. Go in like that. Oh, now you're gonna steal the... Okay, we're gonna widen that then. And that, like, doubles the speed of the wagons or something like that. I don't know if it's really double or not. But it increases the speed of the wagons by quite a lot. So without having to run a belt that far, which isn't that much further than what I've already done, that increases the amount of fish that's coming to the market, which is great. Okay, so we've unlocked a few researches that I haven't done anything with. And let's take a look at what we've unlocked here and see what else we might be able to play with today before we leave. Basic intermediate logistics we've done. Fluid pipes, metallurgy. So I've now been building over top of this iron. So maybe I won't use that iron. Maybe I will just come over here and do my iron stuff over here on this other island. We have some iron here, some coal there. I suppose we could even start here. We have potatoes and carrots we could also have eaten too, besides the tomatoes. Which we've kind of picked through those tomatoes pretty well too. Wow. Actually, are we eating more than we can replant in time? I might have to put some farm tiles down. Oh, you know what else I didn't do? The other thing I didn't do, let's do this quickly before I forget again, is fix this pipe. There. Okay. Now we're watering again. Oopsie. Okay, so let's take a look at, briefly at least, the stuff we can do with iron. Iron is forged. So we'll put that down, and I think I'll go, maybe we'll start here. And I'm out of some things. Probably stone bricks, because I spent a bunch. So the forge can make eventually 3 things, but right now, iron plates and nails. We're going to start with iron plates, I think. And then we'll end up doing some nails as well. And iron plates need iron ore, 2 iron ore, and 2 fuel. We have coal here, at least for a little while. Well, there's a lot in these stacks, 400. Yeah. So, since we need to bring in 2 separate items, I want to do something similar to what we just did with the coal over here. And I want to bring in a chute here, like this. And then up on the second level, I want to bring in another chute. Okay. And so then we need to have, of course, the same ramp idea here. Oopsie, wrong button. Same ramp idea here. And a path down, and then it can go like that. And we'll put a worker, no population capacity. Let's upgrade some of these houses to 3. We have plenty of supplies, I think, now that we can do a 3rd level. There's a bit of a mixed thing on what the houses do. I think I talked about this in the beginning of the last episode. Bit of a mixed thing on what the houses need and what happens when you upgrade them like that. As far as I can tell, they're taking more resources, or they're requiring more resources. Maybe they're burning through them faster. I'm not sure. But that's the way that it seems to me. Well, we still have some issues here. We're running out of fruit. And veggies aren't doing that great either. Because these are all growing. Okay, we're going to have to do some upgrades to that too. But anyways, back to the iron. As far as I can... Or back to the houses for a second. As far as I can tell, they seem to require more of each item the higher the level house is. Like, it has to do with how many people can live in the house, as opposed to how many people do live in the house. But I could be wrong on that. Don't quote me on that at all, please. Let's put in a change slightly here. Going this way. And then I want to have this worker delivering to there. This worker delivering to there. And that'll get me started on some basic forging. And then the other thing that I mentioned that we can forge is nails. And maybe I should have done nails over here and should do the iron plates over here or something because of the capacity. But I think what I'll do is I'll just end up shooting the iron ore across over to here. But I want to think about how I lay this stuff out a little bit, because we're going to need several of these, as we learned in the campaign scenario or campaign level 4, making plates, and much fewer making the nails. Let's see if I can do a second person here, and they can maybe hop back and forth a little bit like that. That might just work. Because this uses 2 fuel, but coal is worth 4 fuel. So 1 coal is the equivalent of 4 iron ore, so we need to have 1 coal is equivalent to maybe 4 of these guys, actually. So that's going to easily back up. Yeah, it does. And we're already backed up anyway on this, and this needs to go into a barn. But I think we need to do some more planning on how we want this to work as far as layout goes, and where we're going to build some of this stuff as time goes on. I mean, we obviously have a giant map to work with here, so it's not like anything's critical. But I think I'm going to leave that alone. One of the things that I should do here is to put some farm tiles under these berries before we leave today. Put some farm tiles under these berries, the ones we can at least here, and maybe a couple of these over here as well. And then, oops, I deleted the path. Actually, probably didn't need that much path anymore. Yeah, we don't need any of these actually. Let's get those logs back, and then let's plant berries here. And then before we finish that up, let's add in supplying water. And then we'll go into the overlay and build more fluid pipes to there. So this kind of comes like this into there. And that'll just kind of do a split. I don't know if it's a perfect split or how that works, but it should be good enough because one well that's next to water can provide a lot more water than 2 farms need, I think. Especially once this gets everything watered initially. So that should boost the berry growth speed here, both being on top of farm tiles and being watered. As far as I understand, at least, the farm tiles also boost. And we're up to a 70% boost now already, which is pretty awesome. Especially considering that we're only providing a reasonable amount here. And here we just have 2, and they're not even full either. So I think we'll leave this here for today, and then in the next episode we can continue expanding on the iron front and see what else we can make in there, and then move on to what's next. Before we leave though, let's activate let's pick one. We'll do boat building. Let's activate boat building and let that run through between now and whenever it finishes in the next episode. So thank you all for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.